that we can use for our training purposes. Because again, Antoinette, as she said, we're working together. She's one of our business partners, and she's been doing some phenomenal things. And so right now we really are just going to be focused on three things today. The first thing is going to just be helping her with her training. That's the first and foremost thing. Secondly, I'm not sure if you have different things, or if you have a professional working with you in the area of your investments, as well as just helping you to get ahead when your finances are concerned. But we have some products that I think you would be interested in. And then thirdly, you may want to look at doing something around your current schedule, as far as just maybe to make extra income, the same way that Antoinette and the same way that everybody on this call is doing. What is your profession, if you don't mind me asking, Ms. Ashely?
I'm an event planner.
An event planner. How do you like doing that?
It's okay.
Oh, you said it's okay. Okay. What's something that, I guess, if you could change about it, what would you like to change?
I don't know if there's anything I'd like to change about it. Honestly, I think I like it is for what it is, but I'm thinking about switching fields, but like it has nothing to do with that field. More so the fact that the economy, like the world is different now. So
Absolutely, absolutely. So you're running into different people, and I understand. So like the good thing about what we do, and I know that when we kind of talk about what we do and how we help people in financial services, we're able to operate in every area of the United States from Zoom, as you see right now. All of us are in different locations right now, but we're able to still connect and still help people accordingly, as if we were right there face to face with you. So we don't have that pressure of the uncertainty of different things that may be happening with how things have changed, and in the area of just being cautious and different things like that, and you're not wanting to get into people's personal space. So what I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, Ashley, and I have a very short presentation. Just want to kind of just talk to you a little bit about our company. We're going to really just focus in on a few key things, like the credibility of our company. We're going to talk a little bit about the crusade of our company, and then we're going to talk about the compensation. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull this up, and let me know if you can see my screen. Okay, are you able to see my screen?
mm-hmm.
Okay, so our company that we work with is Primerica. Have you heard of this company before?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what have you heard about our company?
I don't remember.
So was it like maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago you heard about it?
I can't recall. The name sounds.
It sounds familiar though? Okay, well, very simply, we're the largest financial independent service marketing company in North America. We have over 145,000 licensed agents. We are listed on New York Stock Exchange, and we've been in business since 1977. The wonderful thing about our company is that we have more than 5 million lives insured, as well as 2 million investment clients. And we've done all this without any national TV or radio advertising, just word of mouth. So I know, like in your particular field as an event planner, word of mouth is one of those things that really kind of helps your business to grow. People, give you recommendations, they give you referrals, and the same thing is happening with us. I mean, the reason that you're talking with us right now is because Antoinette really felt passionate about helping people in her circle to be more educated on what we do and how we can help them in financial services. So very simple, we have a common goal all of us share, and that's that we want to educate, we want to help people and teach them how money works, and we want to also let them know the financial secrets that they may not have learned in school. Okay, and we do that through a series of different topics. Okay, now, have you ever heard of Forbes magazine?
Yes.
Okay, so Forbes magazine, again, would you say that that's a credible magazine, or is that kind of sketchy? What do you think?
It depends on I mean, a lot of people give it a lot of credibility. I'll say that.
Okay, so would you put yourself in that same category as a lot of people, that you would give it a lot of credibility, or are you kind of skeptical about it?
It depends on what they're reporting on. Like if they're reporting on somebody's net worth, I'm skeptical. If they're reporting on certain other things, like the market and changes like that, then I might be more like less skeptical. But I will always want to verify, like I'm not just gonna go to one source. I'll go to look at different things, see if they're, compliance across the board with what they're saying. Mostly I'll probably just looking forward to see what trends might be happening. Like, you know what I mean? Like what's new
Sure.
hot now versus
Absolutely.
like what I need to be doing with my life.
Absolutely. Well, no, I would definitely agree with you 100%. It's very, it would be wise of you to actually look at the research and actually go and see other sources. So what I would love to do is like everything that we're going to show you here, this is information that you can go and search depending on what search engine you use. But very simply, I'll kind of give you a rundown about the credibility of our company. In 2021, we were listed as one of the best employers for diversity. In 2020, we were one of the best employers for women. Of course, in 2017, we're dealing in financial services. So you would like to have somebody that is very trustworthy. So they gave us that award. And then, of course, in 2022, in January, we received one of America's best insurance companies. Okay. Now, of course, we're A+ rated by AM Best, which deals with the financial strength of your company. So all of these things at the end of the day, it speaks to our credibility, being that we are also a Fortune 1000 company and listed on New York Stock Exchange. So whenever a person tells me, well, I'm not really sure about your company, then I always point them to the credibility. Don't let me say it. I mean, of course, I'm going to say that it's great because it really is, but let somebody else say it. Let the New York Stock Exchange talk about it. The fact that we've been in business since 1977 and we're listed on New York Stock Exchange, that speaks volumes about the credibility of our company. Would you agree with that?
I'm not. I'm honestly. I don't know if I agree or disagree. I'm really, really uncomfortable. I'm gonna just be honest. I'm really, really uncomfortable with um, people trying to sell me something. Like, I respect that you believe in the credibility of your company, as you should, but if you could just tell me like what it is you want me to know for like the business opportunity, that would be helpful, and let me make my own decision rather than so much trying to sell me on the ethos of your company. That makes me very uncomfortable. I'm gonna just be honest, because
Okay.
I can Google it, like you said,
You
myself.
can.
So
You can absolutely Google it, and you would
yeah.
definitely find what you would like to find. You said you're
Yeah.
an event planner.
And if I have
You're
any questions, I know who to come to. Like totally.
sure. Okay. So you're an event planner. You say you're an event planner, and so when you sit down and I want to let's say I would like for you to host an event with me, are you going to just say I'm going to charge you $100 an hour? Or are you going to say, these are the things that I offer, and you can customize your package? That way it puts you in a position to get the best for the amount of money you're going to spend with me. You're not selling me anything. You're establishing your credibility, because the reality is there are about maybe what, 200-300 other event planners in your area. What separates you? Why should I go with you? Why should I pick you? Yes, you came highly recommended, but why should I pick you? If you just jump out and say, how you doing, Mr. McKinney? $100 an hour, I got your event. And again, this main thing is just helping Antoinette for training. So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I'm not trying to first and foremost sell you anything. I'm trying to establish a pattern for Antoinette, because she's going to meet other people that are going to say, you know what? Are you selling me something? Tell me about your company. Are you selling me something? Tell me if you guys are listed, your credibility. That's all I'm doing. If you're uncomfortable with that, then I apologize for being thorough, but I'm training her to put her in a position so that when she goes forth, she's not just jumping straight to, hey, you know what? I'm going to sell you something. Because I think that's a little bit kind of shortchanging her as the representative, and also kind of discrediting you as the person. But if you want me just to jump straight to that and disregard all the other information, maybe this might not be a presentation that I need to continue with you, because I really want to help Antoinette, and that's perfectly fine. And I respect the fact that you don't want me to go any further that way. I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm. And I'd like to just jump in and say, definitely appreciate your transparency, Ashely, and respect, again, as Jay said, what you said, in terms of that. And this is good because, you know, I have to honestly say, I've never ran into that situation. So it's really good that you know, that you're open and honest about how you feel, and it's,
Well,
you know, allowing us to kind of be
I,
able to, you know.
I wanted to hear the rest of the presentation, but it seems like I'm sorry, sir. It just seems like you seem really offended, and
Oh,
I
no,
was just
not at all. No, I'm establishing the credibility. And the reason why I'm doing that is that for Antoinette's training, she's in a situation where if she sees something through repetition, she's going to be more likely to reproduce what she's seen. If I told her, okay, hey, how you doing, Ashley? Let me go ahead and just do this. I'm going to just skip through all these slides here. I want to just get straight to what we're about and what we're going to do. And this is what we're doing. And this is the business opportunity right here. I've shortchanged her as a representative so that I could appease the person that's there. I'm not offended by any stretch. At the end of the day, this is helping me tremendously because, as Ms. Irma said, I've never had anybody stop and say, look, I really don't want to know anything else about the credibility. Just tell me the business opportunity. Let me go and search it out myself, and I'll let you guys know if I want to do it. So this is a first for me. So I appreciate you bringing that to me. But to kind of make sure that I put you, to kind of meet the best of both worlds, very simply, our company, we help people in financial services. Now, you were talking about maybe wanting to pivot and do something a little different because of the economy and how things are going. Our company pays for your license. Our company pays for your test. We pay for all of your training. The only thing that we do not pay for is a background check, and that's only going to be $124. However, once you are a licensed agent, and most people get licensed in about maybe 2 to 3 weeks, depending on their schedule, the company then will pay you $150. We also have a pre-licensing class that lasts about maybe 4 hours, give or take. It can be done online as well as face-to-face, depending on where you're located. Once you finish pre-licensing, the company then will give you $50. Signing into our app, which allows you to have an office management system, that's going to allow you for tax purposes to have all your things in order. It also gives you access to your training videos, and it gives you mock tests as well as mock quizzes. The company is going to give you $50. So the reality is you put up 124 with the guarantee to make 250 before you've spoken to any person.
That's interesting, but I still don't know. That's really interesting, and thank you for sharing that. But I still don't know what I would be doing, and I guess that's what I wanted to have explained, um, because because and I don't know, maybe for me it's different, but because Antoinette vouches for this company and something she wanted to do, I didn't really need to hear about the credibility. I just wanted to hear about what I would be doing with the company and what she needed to be trained on if she wanted to work with. And when I spoke with Miss Irma, we talked about role playing. Remember Miss Irma on the phone?
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that maybe we'd be doing that. And if she wanted to see different ways of being with a couple, like I can do that. So that's more so what I thought was going to happen. And again, it seemed like there may be a disconnect in terms of, you understanding what I mean when I said that, like, I was just wanting you to explain what I was, what we're doing. Like, I love to hear more about what the company does. And you said help with financial services. That's kind of vague. So I wanted to know exactly what those financial services were and what how one would go about like helping people with financial services. You mentioned like, being able to do it remotely. I wanted to know what it was I would be doing remotely, that kind of thing. And then I could assess how much time it would take out of my day. And so things like that. I guess that's what I was saying. And then before when you mentioned like, hey, I don't want to shortchange somebody by, just jumping right into it and everything. I don't think you shortchange someone by maybe asking them what they want to get out of it because I'm already here. So you have my buy-in in that regard. So maybe it's like, what are you looking for? And then I could tell you what I'm looking for. Like, I understand that, you know, you're making inferences from me being an event planner, but it's like personally, you know, like, what am I looking for from this call, or how can I help you is a great way to start and and learn that from, you know, just asking.
Okay, go ahead, Jack. I think as the slides would go on, it would, you know, it kind of would get you into.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I was hoping to see. That's all I was trying to say.
And we were in that process. And
Yeah.
then you kind of stopped and said, look, I don't need all of this. And I was like, okay, well, then we'll go to, but the way the progression works is every question that you just wanted me to address is addressed on a slide, which goes back to the training for Antoinette.
Yeah, we haven't started those slides yet. And I was just hoping we could start them. And then you was like, we're going to stop everything. So I was just like, okay. I guess.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, yeah.
That was like a lot. And I was just like, I didn't mean all that. Apologize.
Well, actually, Ashley, the slides had kind of started. I think the next thing would have been actually going into, you know, but again, this has been great. This is great.
Absolutely.
Training for all of us, really and truly. Yeah. So, you know, I have to really say, I can appreciate it.
It was rude as hell. Okay, got it.
Jay, I think if you back up and just start with our mission, what we do.
So just start the slides over. Okay.
Oh, I do apologize. I didn't know that that's how I came off. I thought I was being deferential. I apparently missed that mark.
I would actually go to our mission statement, if that's on there, and let's see. Yeah, well, basically
just bypass the credibility. Talk. Don't worry about why people join. Okay. Don't really worry about that.
Yeah,
so talk about when you were asking about financial services. Do you currently have, if you don't mind me asking, do you have a checking account and a savings account?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you know what kind of interest rate you're getting on your savings account?
On all of them. Yep.
So you know that you're getting like 1%, 2%. What kind of percentage are you getting in your savings account?
Oh, my savings, they're not, I mean, they call them high yields, but I'm not getting 1% or 2% like high yield savings. Okay. But I'm not even, you know, it's because the economy shift. We're not getting the high yields that we used to. And then I just haven't taken the time to move my stuff around back to where I would get that, you know.
Okay. So
the market changed. But go ahead.
Are you familiar with the rule of 72?
No, I don't know what that is.
So kind of going back to what you were saying about the different yields. So the rule of 72, which is also known as the banker's rule, just simply says that whatever interest rate you're getting on your money, you divide it into 72, and that lets you know how long it takes your money to double. So what we do is we show people the differences in the amounts that they have. Now, you were talking about with what you have, different vehicles that you have your money in, which is, you know, very commendable. If I told you that you were getting 3%, you would have to say, well, I don't know, is that good or is that bad? So I would come along and tell you that, well, the bank across the street is giving you 1%, okay?
I would say 3% is exceptional.
Is exceptional.
Yeah.
Okay. It's exceptional. So then based on the rule of 72, if 3% is exceptional and you have $10,000 that you don't touch, we're not saying anything about the market. We're just doing something that is going to be with a consistent locked in amount. It's fixed. It's not going to change. You would say 3% is very good. It's exceptional. So you're okay with 24 years for your $10,000 to double. That's okay for you.
If I'm using a high yield savings account.
No. We're just saying 3%. We're not saying high yield. We're saying fixed 3%. Because right now, the accounts that you have 9 times out of 10, your savings account is not even yielding 1%. That's across the board. Inflation right now is between 7 or 8. So if you tell me that 3 is exceptional, then I'm like, okay, that's good. I'm not going to argue with you. But then Antoinette turns right back around and has the exact same $10,000 that you have, yet she's getting 6% on her money. Her money doubles versus 24 years, hers doubles in 12 years. Now, Miss Irma sits back and she's got the same $10,000 that both of you have, but yet she's getting 12% on hers. So again,
So
we're
what
not talking about yielding. We're not talking about special accounts. We're just talking just conservative, 3%, 6%, 9%, 13%. That's all we're talking about, because your savings account that you have, it's not going to fluctuate. Your savings account is with a set yield, regardless of how you look at it.
exactly? So what kind of accounts are you talking about with these different
Mutual funds, Roth IRAs, traditional IRAs, UGMAs, educational accounts, all of those are accounts that we educate clients on to say, we're not telling you to stop what you currently have. If you want to keep your savings account, that's perfectly fine. I'm not anti-bank, but I do know that if I have any intention on my money growing, the worst place that I could have it is in a savings account, for the simple fact that the interest rates are not going to keep up with inflation, first and foremost. And secondly, they cannot do what a traditional mutual fund or a simple investment can do. And you can Google that as well.
So y'all sell mutual funds? Is that like, I mean, I feel like I'm failing you. I'm just curious as to, so you're financial advisors and you sell mutual funds, Roth IRAs. Like, are you educating people on choosing these? Like what, and which ones? And like, so Primerica is like a Vanguard, so Primerica is like Vanguard, like where you sell, like you guys are like not necessarily brokers, but you introduce people who then connect them with brokers, and is that what you do?
In some products, yes.
Yeah.
But across the board, our main products that we have are life insurance as well as investments. And so what happens is, very simply, is we would come in and we educate families on what it is that they currently have or what they currently need, and then we put them in the best position possible. We partner with other companies in the investment arena, such as Franklin Templeton, Voya, Axis. These are companies that are working with us. And what will happen is, if you tell me, look, I'm looking for something that's going to be very conservative, Jay, I don't want to really lose any money, but I really don't want to just take a major loss in the event that something changes. I want something that's going to be about 4%. Then I'm going to say, well, based on what you're saying, Miss Ashley, this is the vehicle that I would suggest for you. But in addition to that, I would also suggest that you have this type of life insurance in place and things of that nature. So all I'm doing is educating you and putting you in a position. What you would do if you were working with us would be the same thing, because I'm sure you have friends and family that are very unaware of the things that you know from a financial perspective. All we're doing is giving you more ammunition, so when you talk to somebody, you can put them in a better position.
That makes sense. So are you guys an intermediary in terms of like, okay, so lots of, like I just mentioned, Vanguard, and there's lots of companies that do mutual funds and things like that. So, and you mentioned like Voya. Do you connect them with people? Like, so you mentioned certain accounts, life insurance and things like that, that have a certain yield and would then be tailored to, I guess, what that person's need for where they are financially and everything like that. So then you connect them with that company that would then work with them based off of their portfolio and then their needs, and then you get a percentage of like a finder's fee, if you will. Like, okay.
On the investment aspect of it, yes. On the insurance, Antoinette, as well as everybody on the call, we are the representatives. We are the actual producers. So
for
the people.
Part of it.
Yes,
Okay.
we also have but the company also pays for us to get what is called your securities licensing, where you get your SIE, your Series 6, your 26, your 63, and your 27. The company pays for that as well. So even if I stepped away from Primerica Financial Services, my licenses come with me. The company afforded me the ability to get them, but I can go anywhere with these licenses and do the exact same things that I'm doing with Primerica.
No. So then are you guys doing whole or term life, and which companies do you work for?
Primerica is the financial company that we work with. and we only sell term insurance. Are you familiar with how insurance works?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that, being, sarcastic. Again, I'm moving everything back to the training part for Antoinette. The reason why I say that is most people do not know the difference between term insurance and whole life insurance.
Okay, so when am I supposed to start acting like I don't know this? Is what I want to know. Because I'm supposed to, am I supposed to be myself or am I supposed to be somebody else? Because I'm confused. Like, am I supposed to act like I don't know so she can learn? Or, because she knows I already know this. So am I supposed to come to the table like I already know this or not like I already know this? Because you saying like I'm confused. I'm sorry.
No, you need to just, if you know already, hey, let us know. Are you have you done financial services? Are you into financial services at all, or?
Oh, no. I'm pretty financially literate. We talk about IRAs and mutual
Mhm.
funds,
Okay.
investment, and all that stuff, like all
Okay.
the time. High yield savings accounts. Like we have several conversations about this. And so I thought that I wasn't really sure if it was like, okay, I thought we again mentioned role playing.
Well, and maybe it's my fault. I think when I
So
talked to you, I said, well, she'll be on
yeah,
with her coaches,
yeah.
and we'll be presenting. We'll show you what she's doing. So no, I didn't need you to be anybody other than Ashely.
Okay.
That,
All
yeah.
right.
So
Well,
hey.
this is great for you, Pud, because you know a lot about this stuff, and I think it'll be an opportunity for you to learn more. I think um, this seems interesting. So let's see.
Well, I'm just gonna chime. Are you
Oh no, I'm processing. Go ahead, chime in.
no,
Don't.
are you interested in earning extra income, or are you open to
Always,
doing it?
I mean, always interested in earning extra money. It's just, um, and the securities part is interesting. Definitely getting your securities license is
Mhm.
very
Yeah.
what you can do with that. Um, I think you only selling term. I think that my dad would love that. He loves term life insurance. He tells me about it all the
Mhm.
time. But I don't. I'm not. I'm still on the fence for a lot of reasons that have nothing to do with this very thoughtful presentation. But yeah, like I really appreciate learning about it. So
Mm.
um what I guess my question would be going back to the Roth IRAs, mutual funds, and things like that. Um, would you be explaining to potential clients what those packages would be like, and where and what companies they would be working with, or would you or do you have like a set of like a standard different packages that you like show people and then accordingly work with that? Like,
It really go back to the client's needs. The thing is, you would be licensed to be able to assist them in any way that they want. Uh, let's just take, for instance, that Antoinette is licensed fully with her
yeah,
life insurance license as well as her securities license.
right.
You and her have a relationship. Therefore, if she were to talk to you about what she could do for you, it would be a little bit more comfortable for you to do business with her. But in the same respect, if there's a vehicle that you would like to be in that she cannot provide for you, she would connect you with someone, and then she would still reap the benefit of knowing that she's put you in a better position, and that there's going to be residual income in the form of a commission for her helping you get to
Oh,
that person.
yeah, of course. So I guess what I'm saying is like what kind of financial packages would you set me up with? I can give you an outline list of my needs. I want to see what you.
I would probably say,
Mhm.
before we put, the classic cliche, don't put the cart
Car-
before the horse. She's not yet licensed in life insurance yet. So before we even jump into that discussion on what
mhm.
kind of securities, the first thing that she needs to get established is her life insurance license. Once that's established, then it opens the door for her to be able to say, because you made a very interesting observation. I am not in any shape, form, or fashion a financial advisor. Until I'm completely and fully licensed with my securities, I cannot use that term. And in the event that I were to have told you that I am a financial advisor, I would be, that would be grounds for me to be terminated. So I take that very serious. But rule of 72, this is just a standard rule that even if you had an investment or mutual fund or anything, if it was 3%, 6%, 12%, it's still going to do the exact same thing if it is fixed. But you were saying something about the life insurance. So you say you're not really sold on, is it term or is it just life insurance altogether?
Oh no, I have life insurance.
And if you don't mind me asking, what type of life insurance do you have?
I have whole life insurance. I was saying my dad loves term.
Okay. And is there any particular reason why you prefer whole life over term?
I don't have a preference. I just have my life insurance, my whole life insurance set up with the coverage that I think that I need, and I went from there.
Got you. Okay. So are you familiar with how whole life insurance works versus term life insurance?
I am familiar, but run it through me again because I think this is important.
Wonderful. So let's just hypothetically say, if you don't mind me asking, how much coverage do you have, give or take?
Oh God, now that I'd have to pull out. I think we're looking at like 150 right now.
Okay, that's a very good number. And about how much do you pay for your monthly premium?
Oh no, we're not about to. I'd have to pull up my stuff and
okay.
Yeah. So
now, is it just on you, or are you covered with your spouse? And do you have any children on your policy?
Maybe $10 a month. I am real single, no kids. So
okay, so 150 is a very good amount for you.
It is. Oh.
Okay. So I would definitely say that's a good move. Now, the thing is this, with your amount that you're paying, okay, so we're going to just put this particular scenario in place, which I know based on what you just told me about $10, I can guarantee you that I'm not going to be able to do $10. That's crazy. Probably at the end of this phone call, this Zoom meeting, I like to get your connect, because if you can get 150,000 for $10, that's wonderful.
I meant $10 every 2 weeks, so like $20 a month. It's really
same
not
thing. $20, that's still wonderful, because if you're looking on this slide right here, this family is paying $295 for a same amount of coverage that you have, but they're going to have $124,000 in cash value at age 65.
It loves term. It really
okay. So for you right now, what you currently have is basically this setup just minus that monthly premium, okay? And so in the event that something happens to you, God forbid, whoever your beneficiary is, they're going to get $150,000. And they also have this $124,000 in cash value. So if you were in that situation, we're going to just, I'm sorry.
My current policy.
That right now, if on your current policy, if something happens to you, your beneficiary will receive 150,000 if that's the coverage that you have. If there aren't any stipulations and any riders connected to your policy that you're not aware of, because for $20 a month, that's pretty phenomenal for a cash value life insurance. I would really be skeptical about the fine print for that policy, only because the industry standard, and you can go and Google this as well, whole life insurance is 20 times more expensive than term life insurance. So for sake of what we're doing here, let's just say the internet walks into your home, you're paying $295 for 150. She says, you know what, Ashley, this is what I could do for you. I'm going to give you 400,000 and you're only going to pay 126. Now, again, I'm not talking about your $20 because, again, I can't beat that no matter how I look at this, which causes me to say, let's really look at what that policy is. But you're used to paying $295. And as a result of that, we have saved you $169. So we say invest that in a mutual fund or something that yields 9%. Going back to our previous slide of rule of 72, at age 65, you will have just a little bit over $500,000, okay? The question then very simply is this: if I walked into your house and you were paying $295 for 150, is there anything that would cause you to not want to go and get more coverage for a cheaper premium? Or would you say, you know what, I'm good. I like my whole life policy. There's no reason for me to change to this term life. Thank you. God bless you. God keep you.
Are you being, is it rhetorical or you want my?
No, it's serious. No, it's serious.
Okay. Well, brand loyalty might keep you that, and in terms of like how I feel like I'm received, receiving your information in terms of like, okay, do I want to do this? The time that I have to look over what you said, there's a lot of factors that might make me say no, but theoretically, just based off of just what you said, everybody wants a better deal for less money, right? So I get what you're saying. I'm just saying you just asked me the question, so I'm just giving you. But now you want.
Can I ask you right quick, Ashely, is the whole life policy that you have, is that through your job or that's a outside?
Yes, ma'am. So yeah.
Oh, it's through your job. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why the rate is so good.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
But that makes sense. And so you are aware that when you leave your job, your policy is not portable.
Oh, hold on. Yeah, that's why I'm not leaving. But I appreciate you mentioning that because that's important.
Okay. So I guess at the end of the day, I always tell people, even when you have insurance, and again, going back to the training for Antoinette, it's great to have insurance through your job, but the way the economy is going, and you can go back and Google this as well, the two things that are cut from a job that employers do not have to offer legally is health insurance and life insurance, because technically you fall as what is called an independent contractor, even though you're with a company, because the policy that you currently have, you do not own. You're basically renting your policy for the duration of your time at your job. In the event that they have to make budget cuts, life insurance and health insurance are the two things that they usually cut first because you don't own those things. So you're in that interesting place because yes, you do not have any children, and yes, you are single. So loss of income is not going to be devastating to you in the sense, or better yet, if you pass away, you don't have any obligations of sorts. So, you're in a good place, but I'm looking at going forward in the event that something happens and your spouse does not have life insurance, or there is a child that's involved. Are you looking at saying, what's on my job is going to sustain me? I would say, even if you don't go with our company, that you definitely look at getting life insurance outside of your job, because your employer basically dictates if your coverage is enforced or not, because you don't own your policy.
Hey, Pud, is any of what he just said, is that true for me?
I'm still training, so.
Exactly. So maybe just when you ask people what actually pertains to them. Because if I wasn't like, that would offend the mess out of me. I got on this because I'm a hard sell. I'm not easy. And I want to work with somebody who's not easy. And I click. You don't know nothing about me. So you can't say what pertains to me if you don't know nothing about me.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
One of the things that you have, that I know you have, is people want to get to know you because you are such a light in the world. You're a beautiful person. So get to know people, get what's important to them, and then help take them where they need to go. You could do that. This feels like something that would be good for you. It just takes a little time. So that being said, sir, you didn't ask me about anything about none of what you just said. Nothing. And none of that is true. All of what you said, all assumptions, none of that is true. So that made me very, again, very uncomfortable. I don't, and I just, I'm just, that's
we can really appreciate that. I because I'm still, we're all really still learning, to be honest with you. It would be really,
because the assumption that because I'm single, then loss of job wouldn't be devastating. The assumption that I'm not thinking years down the line, all this stuff, and it's not like so offensive, but it's like it's kind of a assumption made with certain processes, and that doesn't. There were earlier ones that I didn't write them, but that just, all of that just pushes me away and goes back to what I was talking about before in terms of reasons why I might not switch over, might be stuff like that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we get that. Well, no worries at all. Well,
oh,
look,
no, this is good training for everybody. Absolutely.
It really is. I'm telling you, this is definitely some great training.
Well, Ms. Ashely, we've addressed the main things that we cover. I heard you say earlier that you're going to probably do your due diligence and see if this is something that you would be interested in. Again, this was primarily to help her with training. Based on what you said, it's based on what you were kind of saying, you're in a good place, so you really don't need to make a change. You have your brand loyalty. You're in a good place with your finances, so you don't really need to look at anything else. This was just really more along the lines to help her with training, to introduce you to some of our products, and then offer you an opportunity to make an additional $500 to $1,000 on a monthly basis around what you're currently doing.
What products besides term life insurance, or is that the only product we have right now? Is this a
term life insurance, and of course you have your investments. We also offer prepaid legal services. In the event that you don't have a trust or a will, we also have home security systems, which is through Voya. I'm sorry.
Can we get into the investments and the legal services? We didn't talk about that. Can we talk about?
I can absolutely do it if you would like. I can connect you with one of the people that is working with Ms. Irma and Antoinette in the area of investments. That way they can absolutely do that for you. Would that be something you'd be comfortable with?
This is just the life insurance portion, so I'm understanding correctly.
It's a combination of things, but if you would like to go further with those things, I will absolutely let them connect you with somebody, and then they can help you.
That would be interesting to know about the investments portion of it, and what products.
So what Antoinette will do is she'll get with Ms. Irma as well as Ms. Vita, and they'll set something up and get back with you. And then you can kind of sit down and kind of let them know what you're looking at, wanting to set up, if anything, and if they can help you, that'll be great.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Sure. Are there any other questions that you would have right now, Ms. Ashely?
No, not right now, because I'm not in the market for term, but I am gonna look up my life insurance premium, because now I'm like, do I really feel like that is, but now you got me questioning. So I'm like, it does really seem interesting. Thank you so much again.
Sure. Well, I appreciate your time. The last thing I would say to you, Miss Ashely, Antoinette is doing some great things with our company, and she's really building her client base up. If you would have anybody that you wouldn't mind recommend that she could talk with and kind of, do some of the same things with, we would greatly appreciate that. And you can connect with her to do that.
Yeah, definitely. For people who might be looking for some term.
Yeah. Or looking for maybe part-time employment, or just a career change to do something outside of what they're currently doing. That would be great for her.
Okay.
Work with her. So
okay.
And we'll follow up with you regarding your insurance as well. So hey.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your day and be safe, Miss Ashely.
Thank you. Take care now.